Hey boys and girls, so Miss Gerald is here and I am going to be reading the introduction to you in our story. So what I want you to do is look in your Read at Home kit and get out the story, Our Solar System, the Moon. So this is the first book that we're going to be using, okay? And before we get started, I'm going to give you a couple seconds to find your book. We are going to talk about text features this week, main idea, and key details. So what are some text features? So think about this past year. What are things that you learned about text features? So that would be like our headings, our table of contents. That would be our pictures and captions. Anything that gives us more information and more facts about our story. So as we're going through the book, make sure that you are looking at your text features. And I have attached a PowerPoint that goes over other kinds of text features as well. In addition to that, we're going to be talking a lot about main idea and key details. So what is the big idea, and then what are little details that support that main idea, okay? So next I'm going to flip my camera around so that we can begin reading. Okay. So here's our story, Our Solar System, the Moon. Find out what the moon is made of. By Gary Rushworth. So I'm going to open it up. First thing I see here is a nice picture of the moon. And I have my table of contents. Now remember, that's one of the text features that we talked about. So we have an introduction. We have Chapter 1, The Moon and History. Chapter 2, The Moon in Motion. Chapter 3, Moon Missions. The conclusion, our glossary, another text feature, and our index. Also over here, you have the big idea. We just talked about that. The moon is Earth's natural satellite. We also have our content vocabulary words, atmosphere, axis, crater, gravity, lunar eclipse, lunar module, meteorite, orbit, phase, and satellite. So it says, consider this. Have you ever seen a full moon? Some people believe that a full moon has powers over human behavior. The moon is always in our night sky, sometimes appearing big and full, other times appearing as a tiny sliver. Why does the moon always seem to be changing shape? So that's exactly what we're going to be learning about. So let's turn the page, and I'm going to read the introduction with you. Turn back this way. Have you ever seen The Man in the Moon? Do you know the story about the cow that jumped over the moon? Did anyone ever tell you the moon was made of green cheese? We know these are all myths about the moon. For thousands of years, people have wondered about the bright light in the night sky, the moon. What is the moon? It is not a star like the sun. It is not a planet like Earth. The moon is a satellite of Earth. This means the moon orbits or travels around Earth. There are other moons in the solar system, but our moon is Earth's only natural satellite. The moon is the second brightest object in the sky. The moon is also the only other place in space that humans have visited. In this book, you will find out about what the moon is made of. You will learn what a lunar eclipse is and find out when you might see one. You will read about the men who landed on the moon. In fact, there is even a chance that someday you might get to visit the moon. So fasten your seatbelt. Let's fly to the moon.